when writing a piece, where do you look for inspiration? Do you have a notebook, or do things just come to you, or how do you become inspired to write something?
Well, I have two notebooks. One is this little one here, which is like a composition notebook, and the other one is there, and it's just plain text. Like it's a plain text notebook, and I just write ideas as they come. I don't know. I always try to change it. Like if one piece, the idea comes to me when I'm looking at a piece by Bach, then the next piece maybe I'll try to run around the block and get the like. I really try to vary the way that I compose and the way that where I look for ideas, and I think that this way the ideas that come are different every time. But if you look for the ideas every time in the same place, maybe they'll be different, but they'll sort of be similar. When I started writing Spices, Perfumes, Toxins, I was very interested in Indian music. So again, the first movement is very Indian. I was studying the ragas, which is the melodic system of Indian music, and I was studying talas, which is the rhythmic cycles, which has a lot of it's very connected to Buddhism and the philosophy of India. So I think a lot of that movement has to do with that. But the melodies in the second movement, for example, the second melody, the second theme in the second movement came to me. I was sitting at my wife's aunt's home, which is up in the valley, and they had these wind chimes, that people like hang. And I was just sitting. It was really, really hot, like today, and it was just like in the wind. It was doing something really beautiful, and I was just sitting there like, "Oh, this is so beautiful." And I found a piece of sheet music, and I just wrote down the theme, the vibraphone theme. So you don't really know where at least I don't really know where the ideas would come. It's sort of a lot of it has to do with believing that the idea will come, not being too stressed out about it, because I think if you're too stressed out about it, then it's tough.
Another question I'm really interested in, the creative process of composing, and I'm assuming it's different for every composer, but are there any aspects of musical structure that sort of draw you immediately, or like one before the other, such as melody or rhythm or harmonic structure? How do you start?
Well, again, I don't think I know. I really I wish I'm asked this question a lot, and I'm always a little bit at a loss because I don't actually know. I would say that for me, rhythm is probably the most important thing in music, and I have a logical explanation why that is, but I don't think it comes from a logical place. The logic is melody cannot exist without rhythm. Harmony is chords arranged in time. Without time, there's nothing. There's no music. There's no life. Like everything is irrelevant without time. So I feel that if someone says melody is more important to me than rhythm, it's like, what do you mean? How can you have melody without rhythm? Da 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 da. How can that be with is that more important, the interval or the rhythm? I think the rhythm. Like the drama is in the time. So I think whatever you do, in the end, rhythm is the most basic, the heartbeats. Also from a philosophical point of view, if I write a piece and someone is sitting there listening to it, that person is sort of giving me a half hour of their life. That half hour will not return. So what I do with their time is sort of, that's the heart of art. I think any art that is a time art, not plastic arts, but dance, music, film. I think rhythm is probably number one, just for me.
So, as someone who's been living in LA for a while now, how do you feel about having your piece played at the Hollywood Bowl?
Oh, it's awesome. It's great. It's great. Yeah, I'm so happy that I don't have to go on an airplane to hear my music played. It's really a treat. And I love the bowl. And they're gonna amplify the whole piece. And I think for this piece, it's gonna be just. I think this piece really, again, I'm hoping, because I haven't heard it amplified yet, but I think for this piece, amplification will be really a blessing. So, Yeah, I think it's going to be really cool.
That's so exciting. So, and as a composer, how have you found the music scene in LA to be?
You know, I think it's one of the best cities in the world for new music. Yeah, I think it's a best kept secret kind of thing for LA. The Philharmonic, the LA Philharmonic, is probably the orchestra that plays the most new music anywhere in the world. Um, and then there's a lot of other events relating to new music. People are, I think, partly because there's so much creation in the city other than music. I think people are interested in new stuff. I think in some cities where you have very famous orchestras, if you look at their program, you don't see like some places people say Bartok and they it's new music. And I'm like, no, he's been dead for 70 years. But not with the LA Philharmonic. I think almost every concert has something from the last 20, 30 years. So I love it from that perspective. Yeah, it's great.
Well, thanks so much for speaking with me today. I'm really excited to hear your piece at the Hollywood Bowl tomorrow night, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.